this Antique Vanity that we're going to be working on today. As you can see, it's got a few bumps and bruises, but we can fix that with some elbow grease and some paint and make it really shine again. Just going to give you a shot. All the pretty details of the legs. And I have the mirror, it's just not set up yet. Okay, on this piece, unfortunately, I had to take off the applique. And that's because the other side does not have one. Yes, I can make a mold, but I just didn't really have time to do that. So I took off this piece and it now needs to be sanded. I've got a 120 medium grit sandpaper because it's a little bit rough and I want to get it back to being smooth. You want it to be smooth to the touch when you go across. It needs to blend in. So I have a little ways to go. Now on most of these antique pieces, they have a flathead screw holding on the knobs and pulls. So always have one of those on hand when you're doing an antique piece of furniture. I'm just going to take this off. It's actually broken. So I need to sand this down just like I did this one so you can't see it when we paint it. Here's another fun tip. Never throw away old knobs. If you have a piece and it's missing 2 or 3 knobs, take off the old knobs, save them, because a lot of times you can reuse those in different areas on a different piece of furniture. It can save you some money. So I'm going to take some wood putty. I'm going to fill in this hole here, since I'm going to use this one for the knob to match this one over here. I'm going to get a nice healthy dose of wood putty. Spot. As you can see, I like to use my hands. Helps me feel things out. There. I'm going to give this a little bit of chance to dry before we get started on the rest of it, and go ahead and take off my other knobs so we can get to painting real soon. Here's the products that I'm going to be using on the Antique Vanity. I have decided on a dark purple with some light purple and white. I'm going to use Behr's Deep Base in the dark purple. It's kind of hard to see. And then I'm going to use this little sample with the light purple. And then I'm going to use Rust-oleums Linen White. I really like their chalk paint. Really easy to use. Great coverage. So I'm going to use that as my white. And then let's discuss brushes. These are my trusty brushes. As you can see, I use them until they pretty much die. This one is I believe it's a Acrylic. And I love these short because I have little short fat hands, and so it makes it really easy to use. Then I have a Wooster. I love Wooster brushes. They last really well. This is my bigger brush here. You don't need $50 brushes, people, to paint furniture. Maybe they're great, but that's not what I use, so I'm not going to pitch you really expensive brushes. Wash them out good. As you can see, sometimes it stains them, but they are still usable. This one even has a little rattle, but I love this size. Gloves are optional. I usually save my gloves for if I'm going to stain something, but sometimes if you have a nice nail job, I definitely recommend some gloves. I always like to keep a paper plate and paper towel just to kind of keep paint from getting everywhere. So there you have it. That's what I use. I'm going to use my short brush for the white. I'm going to go ahead and do kind of like an angle, like let's see, where the dark purple comes down in here, something like that, and then the white meets it. So I'm going to start from the bottom because of the lighter color. It's going to probably take 1 or 2 more coats than the dark purple. So I'm just thinking that that might be the way to do it. I always have to talk myself into doing the not fun part, which is the insides. Who really wants to see that or do that part? But it's necessary, so ready to get started on the fun part, but you gotta do it in pieces. Random, once again. Watch out for drips. Make sure you get the inside legs. It's never fun to get done with your piece and then see a wooden leg sticking out. We're going to let this side dry some. Go ahead and start on this other side. give you an idea of how I brought the purple down to the white. I'm going to go ahead and apologize at this moment because my video cut out while I was painting the purple. So it's all one color at the top, and then it comes down where the purple just meets the white on the inside here, right here, and this is where I'm fixing to start on this side. Here. Make sure you get up under the lip really good. And this is just the first coat, so I'm just going to kind of bring it down into the white, but not all the way. Like so. And then we'll go to the other side. Now I'm going to paint the mirror while the first coat of everything else is drying on the piece. I love painting vanity mirrors. You're probably asking why I didn't tape off the glass. Well, I just use a glass scraper in the end. It's fast, it's fine, you clean your mirror at the same time, so I just don't worry about it. Taping can be very time consuming and get expensive, so. on the vanity, I noticed on the white, just in a couple of places, which I don't think the lighting's gonna allow you to see it, but just a couple little places that are bleeding through. Not bad, so I'm not really worried about it, but just be on the precautious side. I'm gonna use this Varathane water-based clear gloss. And what that's going to do is it's going to seal what we've painted so far so that the wood cannot come through on our second and probably final white coat. So that'll cut down on paint and it'll also cut down on time. So this is the polyurethane, but it is a water-based because we are using water-based paints. That's very important because water and oil don't mix. So I'm going to take this and just give it a light spray over the white so that no more bleeding through the wood can happen. Give it a good shake. I'm just going to kind of take it and just spritz. I'm not going to use this as my final sealer. I will use another clear coat water-based product, but this is just the easy way just to kind of lock in any bleed throughs. Down the purple a little bit with a little bit of black and purple mixed together. Kind of dipping my brush in the actual paint can and then taking a couple bits of this. And this is just going to kind of help it give it a richer look without being so great purple. It's part of the playing around process. See how it all ties together. I've given everything a... You can really see how much that's kind of toned down that bright purple, but you can still see some bright purple. Now I'm going to take this lighter purple and I'm going to go along these edges to kind of create that blending look. So, well, everything's still just a little bit wet. Give it a natural to go over here. No rhyme, no reason.